The second Governors Forum begins in Juba on Monday. And SPLM Movement League prepares to elect new leadership. And Fani Lango community in Juba prepares for the cultural festival due to take place early next year. Hello and welcome to SSTV News. I am Kiran with the news in detail. The second Governors Forum, organized by the Office of the President with support from the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, begins in Juba tomorrow. The forum, under the theme Agriculture for Sustainable Food Security and Economic Growth, will draw together governors, national ministers, speakers and deputy speakers of the national and states assemblies, independent commissions, diplomatic corps, dignitaries as well as civil society organizations, stakeholders and development partners. The government is initiating a comprehensive peace and national reconciliation conference nationwide with the aim to try and heal the mental wounds and trauma left among the people by the decades of war for independence. The first ever National Reconciliation Conference is expected to take place in Juba in April next year, with hundreds of participants expected to come from all the 10 states of the new nation. A consultative preparatory meeting took place today, chaired by the Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar, with the relevant institutions in the presence of the international NGOs that are interested to support the initiative. Dr. Machar said the war has left trauma with many people who are still fighting mental wars in their minds and are in need of healing and counseling. The Presidential Advisor for Decentralization and head of the organizing committee for the conference, Tordeng Mawen, told SSTV after the meeting that the conference and its subsequent campaigns are very important to reconcile the past and consolidate peace and unity among the people of South Sudan. He further said that some international high-profile personalities, including the South African Archbishop Desmond Tutu, will be among the guests to address the conference.
National healing, national reconciliation and good governance in South Sudan is a very important step for our communities to reconcile with themselves, for ourselves to reconcile with the past, because we have to live with the terms, and together we decide to live in harmony. It's good for us because our main focus nowadays is how to deliver services to our people.
Toposa elders have met the Speaker of the Council of States, Joseph Ball Chana, to set their side of story straight on the alleged training of militias in their land. Speaking to reporters following the meeting, the chairperson of Toposa community, Alan Luchul, said Toposa are calling for immediate verification of the story that links them to militia group. He said there is no reason why militias can be trained in Eastern Equatorial State.
That meeting came up with resolutions that the government should send a neutral committee to verify and to find out where the militias are being trained and who is recruiting them. Because this is our country, we have just come from the war. Who is this man recruiting the militia and for what? And the allegation was that it was the governor who was recruiting the militia. If the governor is a government, how can he, as a government, recruit the militia to fight the government? So that was why the committee was supposed to go there. So the Toposa came up with their own resolutions. One, the person who allegedly said the Toposa were recruiting the militia and he is in the assembly, the Council of State, should be removed. Let him go away. He is not representing them. is against the ministry. And he was not even their choice. He was an appointee. He was not with them. They never recommended anybody.
The Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment, Garang Dingakwang, returns to the country this evening after attending the regional summit on the security developments in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Speaking to reporters, Garang Ding said he also attended the meeting of the COMESA.
A summit on the COMESA, which is a common market for Eastern and Southern African countries. And the second summit was on international summit on DRC, Congo, after the security developments that happened in Eastern Congo. Of course, I attended these two summits on behalf of His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit, the President of the Republic of South Sudan. The first summit was held under the theme of intra-COMESA trade, and this is an organization that is formed by almost 19 countries, and we were expected to sign the treaty establishing this organization, but for technical reasons South Sudan could not sign the treaty, but we hope that we will sign next year.
The SPLM National Committee for Mobilization and Reorganization of Women League held its first leadership meeting at Homanaway Business Center in Juba on Saturday. The meeting, under the theme SPLM Women Towards Building a Free, Peaceful and Prosperous South Sudan, was chaired by Dr. Martha Martin, who was also appointed as the chairperson of the Interim Steering Committee. The aim of the steering committee is to travel across the country to mobilize women and connect with them down to the grassroots level to form the SPLM Women League. SPLM women leaders attended the meeting and gave full support for the steering committee. The visit to the various states is expected to take place in the near future. Leila Osman has more on the story.
The National Committee for Mobilization and Reorganization of Women League held its first leadership meeting at home underway under the theme SPLM Women Towards Building a Free, Peaceful and Prosperous South Sudan. The committee is chaired by Comrade Dr. Martha Martin, who was appointed as the chairperson of the Interim Steering Committee. The aim of the steering committee is to travel across the country to mobilize women and connect with them up to the grassroots level to eventually form the SPLM Women League. Various SPLM women leaders attended the meeting and they gave full support for the steering committee. Comrade Angelina Teng, who was the guest of honor, promised her full support to the committee. She further added, it is their obligation to take part in national building, therefore they need to work together to assure that they build a free, peacefully and prosperous nation. She also added that they owe it to their children and many generations to come, and said that women must learn on how to read and write. And said women must learn how to read and write.
Learn to read and write. In 6 months you can learn to read and write, and you'll be able to fill your own form. Then you're already mature. You can create dictators. Inte gaila dictator da baji min wen. Ma baji min law biga indak hizib bita naam sa'atak. Naam comrade. Lakin leader bitak, for you to protect your leader, you must tell your leader, this is wrong, this is right. Much just to protect the party. Aita laman tagul naam sarda, you are creating a dictator and you are killing the party. Oh yeah.
SPLM Secretary for Culture and Information, Bol Makweng, described the formation of Women League as paramount so that women can participate in national building.
The women now will start to prepare documents which they will take to the grassroots so that they share also with the women who are in the states and who are in the counties, so that every voice of every woman is heard and is included in the Women League documents, so that the women can function democratically and peacefully and united among themselves. So SPLM in totality is supporting the Women League because they are the lifeline of our party.
Deputy Minister of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, Priscilla Nyanyang, said women need to be united for the benefit of the League.
My role here is because I was chairing the previous committee which initiated the organization. We had developed a draft constitution. We had disseminated that constitution in the states, and women has reacted to it. And Comrade Marsa will visit the women in the states again to rediscuss and bring back the discussion so that by the end of the day we have a national women league council and also an executive committee.
The chairperson of the National Committee for Mobilization and Reorganization of SPLM Women League, Dr. Martha Martin Dar, said the meeting will give them a way forward and organize.
We have to go to 10 states and make a survey and assess all the offices of SPLM structures in all 10 states. We need to know the recruit SPLM women cadres. We need to know the active SPLM women. If there's no any activities going on there, we need to find out why. What are the reasons why women are not active? And then when we need them, we have to go to the last minute. So we need to organize ourselves as a women of the SPLM. We need to mobilize all the MPs, all the SPLM women leaders, the commissioners, the ministers, the MPs, and all over the country.
They women are optimistic about the direction the Women League are taking, which is leading towards unity of SPLM comrades and masses all over the country. Despite some hurdles, they are determined than ever. Women need to cultivate and spread the message of equality, democracy, equitable development in order to eradicate poverty, hunger and illiteracy in accordance with the vision and mission, principles and values of the SPLM party. I'm Leila Osman reporting for SSTV News.
The governor of Upper Nile State, Simon Kunpuch, has condemned the continuous air bombardments carried out by Sudan armed forces inside South Sudan. Kun was speaking to SSTV at Juba International Airport upon arrival from Malakal this afternoon. He said the behavior displayed by the Sudanese army is inhumane and must stop.
Along the border with Sennar, where the SAP forces came and attacked our position, but they were repelled by our forces, the SPLA, and I don't know the reason why they are coming to attack our positions, and we have cooperation agreement. We have a cooperation agreement, and we don't see any reason for our forces, to engage in this type of warfare.
Governor Kun said the prices of commodities in the market have reduced drastically.
To see the facilities of the petroleum, the facilities are ready, the people are ready, everything is 100%. Was the issue of refinery. Our president went there to, to put, foundation stone in Thiengrial, and this was done. And it's also a very important operation, which is going to help the whole of South Sudan. It is going to benefit the South because we will have actually domestic fuel.
The governor of Western Bargazal State, Rizik Zakaria, says security and political situation is stable. Zakaria was speaking to SSTV at Juba International Airport upon arrival from the state capital, Wau. He said the reopening of the state legislative assembly is a step forward to achieving stability and political understanding.
الولاية الوضع الأمني مستقر في غاية التمام باستثناء بعض المسائل الإدارية.
Mugo Payam of Central Equatorial State Administrative Headquarters officially opened its office to ease coordination of administration and services to the local community. Speaking to reporters at the launch, the Commissioner of Yei River County, Juma David Augustino, said the opening of the office indicates the spirit of teamwork and encourages the people to work hard towards development.
South Sudan, land of freedom. Opening this new block for Mugo Payam administration, this is a clear sign of teamwork, and I want to continue to encourage the people of Mugo Payam that let their effort not only stop with this work, it should pass beyond this. And I want to see in the near future that we also come to open up a new block. But in totality, I want to congratulate everybody who took part in this project, who supported the people physically, financially, and morally. That please continue to stand behind your people. And I appreciate the team that came with me.
Jima also called on the community to promote a demarcation of the Payam so as to attract investors to the area. Representative of Mogo Nol, Malis, said it is high time to take towns to the rural people.
Made by the community, and we encourage and we again look forward that we will continue with this momentum to fulfill the vision of the late Dr. John Garang that we need to move the town to the villages.
In related news, Development Commissioner Juma David inspected 17-mile Kimba Bridge in Mugo Payam, which is in bad condition. He called for urgent support for rehabilitating the bridge. The Mugo Payam is located 13 miles along Ye Kaya Road. The Director General of Alternative Education in the National Ministry of Education, Kuala Tembol, visited Lake State. Addressing students of Ricador Primary School, Kuala Tem said the government has taken learning facilities to the rural parts of the country to enable children access education.
Lake State from the National Ministry to visit ALP centers in the state, especially in the counties that are being run by the Save the Children. We went to Ulu County, we visited the Rumbeg East, and then the armed forces also. We are targeting almost 300,000 out of school children and youth. This is to empower them so that they can benefit from the education that is being provided after they have missed out the chances during the war. We are happy we have found out that thousands of children and youth have already joined our ALP centers. This is part of literacy campaign, as I said. The country has been ranked to be the last country in terms of education standard. We need to launch a campaign so that our people have the right education that will allow them to utilize the resources that we have in the country. There is no way for these natural resources to be utilized if people cannot read and write.
As the year approaches to an end, the Lango community in Juba today organized their annual get-together celebration far from home, aimed at bringing unity among the Lango people away from their homeland and to help keep their cultural activities active for the coming generations. More in the following report.
landscape of the Lango community remains a hidden treasure still untouched in Eastern Equatorial State, with poor road network in its critical state. But beyond this forgotten modern development, these people have traveled with a hidden culture they believe can and is the only treasure that the world can know.
My message to all the Lango all over the world is that we will continue to nurture our culture. We will continue to promote our culture. And that Iquitos County, which is the county of all the Lango, will continue to make sure that the young, those who are still not yet born, will find this culture flourishing.
In Juba, this tribe can now celebrate their annual cultural dances and activities as a sign of unity for their community, where the Lango community in different parts of Juba today came together to wrestle and share cultural drinks as one family.
Now, as they are coming together, they are coming to share. It's a kind of sharing. They are trying to share their outcome together with the brothers and sisters who have been away, and those who have been in other places of the part of the country, particularly the people from Khartoum generally, and the people from Wau and other places. They are today gathered for the great and very joyous occasion to commemorate the yearly celebrations.
This occasion is one that unites these people and also used to identify each other. But in every strength, women are there as poles in most tribes of Africa, in singing praises for their men as they approach the rings, polish them with flour, dance for only the brave and the strong men before their strength is determined in the ring.
Respectful day and very, let me say, I'm not able to explain how things should go in that way, simply because I'm overjoyed. Normally, my people used to make the same programs every year, and as you have seen them now, my community is a community which likes cultivation. They cultivate. Basically, this is how they survive in the town. As now you have seen them, they have just harvested their foods which they cultivated.
This activity brings the Lango community together to share with their representatives who have much hope to transform this cultural activity to a social sport that will include competition with other tribes in South Sudan.
As you can see, the Lango are there to stay, and they are coming together to celebrate this end of the year, and culminated with all the young men showing their talents. And culturally, you can see even some of our Munari brothers who joined in the foray, and it was really great. It was a lovely, lovely day.